All right, this evening, I want to welcome everyone back again. We are heading to the 3-month mark of our seminars, and thank you for being our audience. We miss some of you. Miss you, Sister Irina. Good to see your face. Sister Lanu, good to see you as well. This evening, we want to talk about addicts, and we want your undivided attention. Take notes. Uh, Two things, as usual, get paper and writing instrument. Take notes. The shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. The second thing is to stay away from the 5 worst words in the world. And those words are, I have heard that before. And if you've heard it before, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing about it? And those words create closed-mindedness instead of open-mindedness. The two promises I would make to you this evening is that you will learn something today that you can use right away. You will learn something today that you will be able to use right away, and I'm available to work with you further on a one-on-one basis or come to speak at your church, what have you. All right, let's go into our disclaimer. The information provided in this presentation is intended for general informational purposes only and should not be considered as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. As a naturopathic doctor, I am sharing insights and suggestions based on my expertise in natural health and wellness. However, it's important to consult with a medical doctor before making any significant changes to your health regimen, especially if you have underlying medical conditions, are taking medications, or have specific health concerns. So again, I say welcome everyone, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this important journey of enhancing our health. And the objective this evening is to teach you about addictive foods and the dangers they are to your body, All right. So addicts, the acronym stands for addictive dangers of dietary ingredients and consequences to our temple. To our temple. If you're a Christian, you know and believe that your body is God's temple. All right. So addicts, the acronym, addictive dangers of dietary ingredients and consequences to our temples. And I'll be citing contextual research to support uh, all of the claims I'll be making this evening. Before we start, though, I want to have a quiz. I wish we had more people, but they're going to miss it. We're going to have a nice quiz. So if you can get pen and paper out, and don't just shout out the answers. You can raise your hands on the screen and I will come to you. Are you ready for the quiz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one person is ready. Anybody is ready for the quiz? Just three questions,
Yes.
three questions. All right, that's two people ready. Okay, good. Two is company, three the crowd. Amen. All right. First question, true or false? Don't shout out the answer. True or false? MSG or monosodium glutamate is an addictive food additive? And the answer is either true or it's false. I invite you to raise your hands and I would come to you. True or false? First quiz. I don't see any hands. Okay, I just saw a hand disappear. Okay, Tara, go right ahead, Tara.
True.
It's true.
Yes.
That is correct. That is correct. MSG or monosodium glutamate is is an addictive food additive. Is added to your foods. All right. So Tara got the first one. Okay, good, good, good. Question number two. Which of these is a common artificial sweetener? Which of these I'm going to call is a common artificial sweetener? A, stevia, B, aspartame, or C, honey? Honey. Which of these is a common artificial sweetener? A, stevia, B, aspartame, or C, honey? I see Elder Isaac has his hand raised. Go right ahead, sir.
Aspartame, I'm saying.
Aspartame, okay. I saw Marlon have a hand raised too. Marlon, what's your answer?
Same,
I'm sorry?
the same one, aspartame B.
Okay. All right. Sister Brown, what's your answer?
Same thing.
The same thing. And Tamara?
Aspartame.
The same.
Well, you guys keep saying the same, and
Sorry, aspartame.
none of my answers says the same. So
Aspartame.
Aspartame.
okay,
B aspartame, B aspartame.
okay, you're all correct. You're all correct. Okay, last question. Last question. You ready for it? The last question. Okay, here it is. What's the harmful health effect often associated with excessive salt consumption? What's the harmful health effect often associated with excessive salt consumption? And right out the gate, we have Elder Isaac. Go right ahead, sir. You need to unmute.
Oh, I would say cardiovascular disease. Sorry about that.
Or cardiovascular. Yes, yes, yes. But it's not the most one. Okay, Tara, go right ahead.
Hypertension or high blood pressure?
There we go. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one that's most associated with excessive salt consumption. You guys doing pretty good. Pretty good. Amen. All right. There are two more hands. Okay. I'll take them. Who else? Sister Brown, you have a different answer?
What's up? It was they were taken down, but it's high blood pressure.
Yes, that's correct. They said that's most common. Marilyn, what's your answer?
It's the same, high blood pressure.
Yeah, I think Marilyn loves that word same. She loves that word. All right, Marilyn.
Yes.
No, no problem. No problem. All right. Good job, guys. Very good. Very good. All right. So here on the screen, this is what we call food chains. Food chains. And we start here with the grass. The grass is the producer, right? The grass, that's the producer. The primary consumer of grass are grasshoppers, right? I mean, the clue is in the name of the insect, right? A grasshopper, they eat grass. That's the primary consumer. The secondary consumer of the grass would be, for instance, the bluebird. The bluebird eats grasshoppers, which is the primary consumer of the grass, that's the producer. So when the bluebird eats the cricket, it also gets the producer, the grass. The tertiary consumer are snakes. Snakes eat
Eat the bird.
bluebirds. The bird eats the cricket eats the grass. It's tertiary. Then you have the owl. It's called an apex predator. The owl will eat the snake that ate the bird, that ate the cricket or the grasshopper, that ate the grass. When the owl gives out its excrement, it forms decomposers that go back to help the grass. So it's a cycle, right? And we need to take example from these animals that they are doing.
The Roscoe. Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they are doing what we are supposed to do, to eat what God gave us to eat. No problem. Okay, so there's an alarming rise of additive or addictive additives in our foods, right? There's a proliferation of food additives in our modern diets. And the widespread use of food additives in various processed and packaged foods have become increasingly common in today's diet. And some of us are conscious of it, some of us are unconscious of it. And for those of us who are unconscious of it, if we keep doing it, we may not only be unconscious, but for a short while, but we might be under the ground pushing up grass. You understand what I mean? All right. Certain food additives are engineered. It means it's made in a laboratory, and it's engineered or made to enhance the sensory appeal of the foods, making them more palatable. All right. These additives can create a cycle of cravings and overconsumption that leads to obesity and death. So I'll be discussing particular additives in the subsequent slides. Now, don't do like Sister Marilyn and get mad with me if you see your favorite food additive and you realize now that you can't eat it because your body is God's temple and you're killing yourself. That's not my fault. All right. I haven't come to your kitchen. I'm just presenting. All right. So this cartoon here talks, the woman is saying, that's bad. Are the colorings, additives, pesticides, hormones, packaging, marketing, and agribusiness subsidies still okay? Because he's reading the paper that says food recall flavoring is blamed, right? And a lot of our public schools or high schools, the grade schools, a lot of the food, most of the foods are engineered and they're filled with additives. A lot of our little black boys are getting ADD and ADHD from the excess of sugar and the coloring, which are poisons, basically poison, right? So we want to look at the harmful impact on our health. Now, there is a direct connection between the additive or the addictive nature of these additives and the impact on our health. There is a direct connection. These additives can disrupt our normal eating patterns and lead to adverse health effects. Specific health issues that are associated with the overconsumption of foods containing addictive additives create health concerns such as obesity, heart disease, and diabetes, to name a few. Now, the International Journal of Medicine and Biomedical Research, and here's the link if you want to read the whole research. They have said that a growing body of scientific evidence suggests that the use of synthetic chemicals as food additives or can have adverse effects on our well-being. This is from their research. Food additives, which are substances incorporated into food to extend its shelf life and enhance its flavor and appearance, vary in their impact on our health. In fact, the research indicates that certain additives and preservatives may contribute to health issues such as asthma, ADHD, heart problems, cancer, obesity, and more. And some of these additives can disrupt hormonal balance and affect growth and development, particularly in children who are more vulnerable to these compounds. Also, some food additives commonly used by pregnant and breastfeeding women may not be entirely safe. So it is crucial, and I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves unless you're going to respond to a question, so we can cut down on the background noise. Thank you so much. Also, there are some additives commonly used by pregnant and breastfeeding women that may not be entirely safe. So it is crucial to be cautious about consuming potentially harmful substances to prevent them from negatively affecting our health. So let's dive into the first, or one of the additives, the addictive additive that we use. And the first one is sugar. And I can tell you that although overusing of sugar is bad, it is more terrible, if I can say that, to use the white sugar. That's like poison in your body. And so I want to focus on one of the most widely consumed addictive additives. That's sugar. And I will explore the science of the sugar addiction and its health effects in this section. And we talked about some of it last week with the dopamine, right? Giving that good feeling. And you want more of it to keep doing the action that produced the good feeling. Now, sugar affects your brain's reward system, the dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter, and this can make it addictive. There are also physiological responses and cravings that is associated with sugar consumption because the sugar addiction can lead to overeating, weight gain, and other health issues. Also, when your body is too acidic, by the way, sugar leads to acid, and when there's too much acid in your body, it is a perfect ground for the growth and intensification of cancer. Researchers have found that while there is limited scientific support for the advantages of added dietary sugars, a substantial and increasing set of research emphasizes the detrimental consequences of excessive or prolonged sugar consumption, especially in the case of fructose and high fructose corn syrup. Now, some individuals may benefit from glucose supplementation during periods of heightened cognitive demands, but it's worth noting, they said, that glucose can be obtained from nutritious food sources like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, which offer valuable nutrients to your body. Let's talk about artificial sweeteners. And these things look so colorful by design, especially for young children. They look so colorful, and when you touch it, it's so soft and nice. It's designed to help you to leave this earth faster than you really want to. Now, these artificial sweeteners that are used in some of these confectionery are widely used in various processed food and beverages. Artificial sweeteners are often used as sugar substitutes and can also have addictive properties. These additives can enhance the taste of foods, but will lead to overconsumption, overeating. Some examples of products that commonly contain artificial sweeteners, making them potentially addictive, are as follows. Diet sodas. Many diet sodas or soft drinks and other carbonated beverages are sweetened with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin. Some research on the long-term daily use of artificial sweeteners suggests a link, listen to this, a link to a higher risk of stroke, heart disease, and death overall. So notice the first three letters in the word diet is D-I-E. So while you're trying to diet, you are dying. Because the studies have shown that overconsumption of these artificial sweeteners can lead to strokes, heart disease, and death overall. What about sugar-free gum and candies? Chewing gum and sugar-free candies often use artificial sweeteners to provide sweetness without the sugar. Let me also suggest that many professional singers normally chew gum in between their singing. If they have a break or somebody singing lead, they take a break. And if you watch the side of their mouths carefully, you will see the gum stuck on their teeth. And they claim that they chew gum to keep their jaws loose while they're singing. Let me suggest to you that whenever you chew, your body thinks it's getting food, and all of the mucous membranes on your tongue begin to secrete liquid to chew, and your stomach is waiting, your digestive system is waiting for the food that never comes. That can be detrimental to your digestive system. It can be detrimental to your stomach and other things. So I want to advise us, if you have a chewing gum habit, ask God to break that habit. Ask God to break it. It's a bad habit, bad habit. All right. What about low calorie or sugar-free desserts, right? A lot of that going around. You go to the stores and they have low calorie or sugar-free desserts. Products like sugar-free ice cream, puddings, and jello often contain artificial sweeteners. There's also sugar-free syrups and condiments. Some syrups that are used for coffee or pancakes, as well as condiments like ketchup, may use artificial sweeteners. So far you see how many foods it's hidden in. What about light or diet versions of various foods? Foods such as yogurt, salad dressings, and snack bars may have reduced calories through artificial sweeteners, right? And let me suggest that it makes little sense if you're eating a salad, which is a natural food. You are eating the producer, which is good. When you drown your salad and force your salad to do backstrokes in your salad dressing, you're actually nullifying the effects of the salad and killing yourself, not just with the artificial sweeteners, but other chemicals in those processed salad dressings. You can quickly, easily make your own salad dressing with some water, clean water, some drops of lemon, some seasoning, probably a few grains of Celtic salt, and voila, you have a beautiful salad dressing. Amen. What about sports and energy drinks? Some sports and energy drinks are using artificial sweeteners to reduce their sugar content while maintaining the sweetness. Flavored water. Even in water, there is artificial sweeteners. Flavored water. The flavored water products, whether it's sparkling or still, may use artificial sweeteners to add taste without added sugars. It is important to note that while the artificial sweeteners can help to reduce your calorie or caloric intake, they may also contribute to a preference for sweeter tastes, potentially leading to an increased desire for sweet foods and beverages. This, in turn, could influence your dietary choices and your consumption patterns. So this is a chart you may want to take a picture of. This is just 61 names for added sugar. 61 names for added sugar. You have agave, nectar, Barbados sugar, barley malt syrup, beet sweet, beet sugar, brown sugar, buttered syrup, cane sugar crystals, cane sugar caramel, carob syrup, castor sugar, coconut palm sugar, coconut sugar, confectioner sugar, corn sweetener, glucose solids, palm sugar, panettone, golden sugar, corn syrup solids. You get the idea, right? They're all names that they use to disguise sugar. Okay, everybody should get a picture by now. Moving along. So let's go into the silent killer, the ninja, MSG. MSG. Who remembers what MSG stands for? Besides, Elder Isaac, who remember what it stands for? That acronym, MSG.
Monosodium glutamate.
Ah, wow, beautiful and brains. Wow, good package, Sister Lono. Good job, good job. All right, beautiful. Monosodium glutamate. Now, there are 3 ways to make this monosodium glutamate. One is by breaking down plant protein with water. 2, by mixing chemicals with a substance called acrylonitrile. Thank you. Oh. And 3, by using bacteria in a process similar to making things like wine, beer, vinegar, and yogurt. And they use a bacteria called Corynebacterium glutamicum in the modern method, right? Beautiful, nice, big words to confuse you of poison. Monosodium glutamate is also known as ammonium glutamate, monopotassium glutamate, aka accent, Ajinomoto, and natural meat tenderizer. And MSG is a mutagen. Now, you may ask, what is a mutagen? A mutagen is basically a physical or chemical agent that permanently changes genetic material, usually your DNA. All right. So monosodium glutamate, MSG, has the great potential to permanently change, alter your DNA. All right. And this can increase the frequency of other mutations above the natural background level. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG, also causes obesity because it is addictive. Therefore, it makes you eat more. I know a lot of us here like Chinese food, and we'll come to that in a minute. And it is full of MSG. That's why you keep going back, right? So we keep going back. All right, okay. MSG causes diabetes, migraine headaches, itching, nausea, nervous system and reproductive system disorders, high blood pressure, autism, ADHD, Alzheimer's, retinal damage, and blindness. Isn't that wonderful? This thing that we love so much, MSG, causes all of these great things. It also causes allergic reactions that are very common. Generally, it is produced using GMO bacteria, genetically modified organisms, the bacteria from it. I'm sorry to spoil somebody's dietary plans, but I gotta tell you the truth. MSG is found also in baby formula, and I know somebody's like, what? MSG is found in baby. Now tell me if this is not a plot to cut down the human population. Even in the baby formula and the baby food, you will find MSG. It is found in low fat and no fat dairy milk. It is found in candy. Let's talk about that. Chewing gum, in drinks, in kosher food, kosher foods, in protein bars, in protein powder, in protein drinks. And it is found in most processed foods, in wine, and in waxes applied to your fruits and vegetables. So even if you say, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, I only eat fruits and vegetables, they are using MSG to kill you as well by putting it in the wax to make the fruit look bright and shiny and ready to eat. Make it appealing to your brain that tells your eyes it looks good. MSG. MSG is also found in over-the-counter medications, especially children's medications. It is found in binders and fillers for nutritional supplements. So when you buy most nutritional supplements, especially in the capsule form, what's in that capsule is not 100% of what you're trying to buy. Most of it is called fillers or binders. That's other substances that make up the capsule to be filled. And those binders and fillers does not digest in your system. And it prevents the actual little bit of the supplement from digesting in the system as well. You pass everything out. All right. It's found in drugs, in IV fluids. So you go to the hospital because you are sick, and in the hospital they're trying to kill you with the MSG, which is found also in IV fluids. It is found in chickenpox vaccines. When last you had one? It is found in live virus vaccines. It is found in nasal spray, flu vaccines, pesticides, fungicides, and fertilizers. It is also found in growth enhancers such as Oxygrow. Oxygrow is a growth enhancer that is approved in the United States by the United States EPA or Environmental Protection Agency to spray on fruits and vegetables. So it seems as though you cannot escape from MSG. It is everywhere. Now, there was a study done by the global, it was found in the Global Journal of Nutrition and Food Science, GJNFS. And the study was entitled Toxicological Effect of Monosodium Glutamate, MSG, in Seasonings on Human Health. So this study showed that monosodium glutamate, or MSG, is hazardous to the human health because it is linked to what is called the Chinese restaurant syndrome, or CRS. And regular consumption of MSG, or monosodium glutamate, for a long period of time can lead to conditions such as hepatotoxicity. Hepto refers to what part of the body? Who knows? What organ in the body? Hepto. Who knows?
The liver?
Anybody? The liver. Very good. All right. So regular consumption of MSG for a long period of time can lead to conditions such as hepatotoxicity or your liver becoming toxic. Now, have you ever listened or listened to the word of that organ, the liver? The liver weighs about 5 pounds. It's about the size of an American football. And without the liver, you will not live. It's called the liver for a reason. And if that becomes toxic, that does so many different things along with the kidneys in any given moment. And if that becomes toxic, you are actually on the way out of this world. MSG also causes renal damage to your kidneys. It causes fibroids. So if you're a woman, hopefully you're a man, you don't have it. But if you're a woman and you have fibroids, you may want to consider watching or reading your labels to see if there's MSG in what you're consuming. It also leads to obesity. Now, let's talk about the Chinese restaurant syndrome, Now, this syndrome was discovered about 40 years ago, and it is used to describe a set of symptoms that is associated with the consumption of MSG. However, it's not limited to Chinese cuisine only, and it can occur with foods containing MSG from various cuisines. But because they use it more, it's more, you'll get it a lot faster from there. It is often used to enhance the flavor of foods, making them taste more appealing. Some of the common symptoms of the Chinese restaurant syndrome are as follows: headaches, chest pain, and facial pressure. And these symptoms can sometimes be mild but they are nonetheless distressing. So MSGs or monosodium glutamate's role in enhancing the taste of foods can contribute to their addictive nature, making it difficult for you and I to cut back on such foods. But you have to know that excessive MSG consumption has been linked, as we talk about, to obesity, to related health problems, and to death. So how could we, or what can we do to prevent some of the toxic effects, right? Excuse me, of MSG? Well, you can frequently take vitamin C, and you can find vitamin C, a lot more vitamin C in broccoli than in citrus fruits, but also in citrus fruits. Take a lot of vitamin C. It has been reported to have a protective effect on the liver. Vitamin E, it has been reported to stabilize the membrane and scavenges the lipid peroxy radicals and siglet oxygen. Garlic is good. Now you notice all the stuff that I'm going to call are the natural foods you should be eating anyway, right? And we said before that food should be our medicine and medicine our food. So garlic helps to prevent the toxic effects of MSG. Turmeric or curcuma longa turmeric, it has the propensity to annul the effect of MSG on your body. Ginger has the ability to minimize the effect of MSG on human health. Locust beans can conveniently be used instead of MSG containing seasonings. All right, let's move on to something called umami. And no, I'm not talking about your mommy, okay? Umami. Umami is a Japanese word that refers to the fifth basic taste alongside sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and the fifth one is umami, right? It refers to the fifth basic taste alongside sweet, sour, bitter, salty, umami. So it's a Japanese word. It describes a savory, rich, and meaty flavor that is often found in foods like meat, mushrooms, and certain sauces that we'll talk about. It's a taste that adds depth and deliciousness to whatever you may eat. Umami is a delicious flavor, or has a delicious flavor that comes from natural compounds like glutamate, which is an amino acid, and other substances like inosinate and guanylate. These three things are what give food that special umami taste. It is the taste that the hospitality industry strives to achieve because it makes the consumer an addict. So those of us who love to go to this all-you-can-eat buffets, those foods are full of MSG and it's full of umami to keep you coming back. So the food is cheap, but it's poison. It's poison in many cases, right? The consumer wants to eat more and more and more. On your cruises, in those all-you-can-eat buffet restaurants, they're using umami, right? They're trying to make umami your mommy, but don't let them fool you. All right. So foods with a strong umami flavor include, we said, meat, seafood, mushrooms, aged cheese. We talked about cheese a couple of weeks ago. Soy sauce. I know a number of us still use soy sauce. It's very dangerous. Seaweed. It is found in other sources, in aged and fermented foods, in grilled or roasted foods, in hydrolyzed vegetable protein, and is also found in tomatoes, and we'll see how in a moment. Let's go through each one of these quickly. In meat, beef, especially in cuts like ribeye or sirloin, is known for its umami richness. Pork and lamb also have umami elements, so it's in the meat. What about the seafood? Fish like tuna, mackerel, and anchovies are high in umami, as are shellfish like oysters and shrimp. It's even in mushrooms. There's something that the Japanese way of doing the mushrooms is called shiitake, porcini, and truffle mushrooms are particularly rich in umami. It's found in aged cheeses like Parmesan, uh, Pecorino Romano, and Gouda are all cheeses that have strong umami flavors. And you love them the way you love umami, of course. Soy sauce. This condiment is rich in glutamate, and it contributes to its umami taste. Tomatoes. Umami is found in tomatoes, especially sun-dried tomatoes and tomato paste. They are known for their umami richness. Seaweed, kelp and kombu, often used in Japanese cuisine, are high in umami and are used to make dashi, which is a savory broth. What about our sauces? Uh, I think a lot of people here might still be using Worcestershire sauce, fish sauce, and soy-based sauces. They all have strong umami components. Aged and fermented foods, all right, like miso. Foods like miso, soybean paste, and aged balsamic vinegar are rich in umami due to the fermentation process. It's also found in grilled or roasted foods. And let me also remind us that one of our seminars, we talked about eating grilled foods, whether it is grilled chicken, whether it is grilled beef, whatever else, even grilled vegetables is dangerous because of the components of the coals, the chemicals in the coals when it's lit, and the steel grill are all a good combination. It is eating grilled meat or grilled vegetables on a grill outside is equivalent to smoking about 5 or 6 cigarettes on your body. That's how dangerous it is. All right. So grilled or roasted foods, cooking methods that involve browning or caramelization, like grilling, roasting, or searing, can enhance the umami in various foods. So these are just a few examples, and you need to know that umami can be found in many dishes and ingredients from various cuisines around the world. Okay. So the admonition is to read your labels carefully. Read your labels carefully. Try to grow your own crops, your own products, because of the pesticides that contain the MSG and the umami in it. When you buy it from your favorite grocery store, yes, you might think you're buying what do you call this one? What do you call the one again? The good one again? Anybody knows that you buy at the grocery store? What are the two options?
Organic.
Yeah, I know you know the answers. even though it might be organic, what a lot of pharmaceutical companies are doing is buying up land. Like Bill Gates has bought up hundreds of thousands of acres of land around the United States. They buy up a lot of those land close to farmers that are organic farmers, and they normally go downwind, I beg your pardon, upwind. And when during the spring and there's pollination, a lot of the crop or the seeds the bees transfer it to the organic farmer. They are using GMO. And when the crops begin to grow with the organic farmer, they then sue the farmer for stealing their crops, which you can easily identify. And they're trying to get rid of farming. And in fact, in America, there's a push now, and around the world, in Australia, there's a big push to get rid of farmers and get everything made in the lab because they can easily put all of their poisons, all of the vaccines that you would not take, they're putting it now in our foods. So we have to be very prayerful and careful about what we're doing with our bodies, and don't throw our hands up in the air and say, oh, woe is me. No, 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 no. All right. Okay, so for the assignment, oh, by the way, did I not give you an assignment last week? Those who were here? Don't all talk at the same time.
The week before, Pastor.
The week before, okay, good. So who did the assignment? Let's report. So you had 2 weeks for the assignment. Go ahead, Sister Irina. You sold them out. Go ahead. Did you do your homework, Sister Irina?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's hear your findings.
Oh. Bone health lifestyle plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the wrong side.
Okay. You have about 3 minutes.
I had my thing upside. I did a booklet like and I have it upside.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. Good job.
Okay. Good. All right. This is number one. The first question was hydration and posture.
Mm-hmm.
What I picked out of it was, are you drinking enough water? And to be honest, no.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty.
It says, what habits are you practicing that are detrimental to your posture? Slouching and sitting for extended periods.
Okay.
The second question, number 2. How do you usually deal with stress? You pick that out of the question. So I said, cry, internalize the problem or situation and withdraw into myself, or just keep busy.
Okay. And is that the best option?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
It's like knowing what to do and don't do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us. Anybody else did the homework? Who promised, like Marilyn and others did the homework?
You're putting us on the spot.
I'm gonna put you on any spot. You had 2 weeks, just like Sister Irina, to do your homework. And in our marriage seminar, you reminded me there was no homework for that. There was homework for here. You reminded me of that on Monday, didn't you?
Yes.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
So I already know I'm not drinking enough water.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. What are you doing about it? What are you doing about it?
I'm slow. I am trying to increase it. Because on the weekends especially is bad. I might drink like a Sabbath. I might drink like 1 cup of water or something like that the whole
1
day.
cup of water?
Mm-hmm.
On the
It's bad.
Sabbath.
On
Mhm.
fast.
We're going to pray for you, Sister White. We got to
So I
pray.
know it's bad. So I've been monitoring. I see there's certain days like Sunday. On the weekends, I drink very little water.
And okay, so why are you so happy with that result? Why are you so happy?
I'm not happy with it.
What are you going to do about it?
I gotta make some changes because then I get headaches.
Mm-hmm.
I could get a headache because I think the water is like feeds the brain.
You think?
So oh no, I know based on our classes, I know water is essential for the brain.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. So this week I've been slightly improving, and at least I'm getting in 5 cups of water, and my goal is to go 8.5 my body weight's worth of water.
Half your body weight in ounces divided by 8.
Right, because the issue is it's the winter time, so my body doesn't desire water as much as in the summertime.
And do you think you need water in the wintertime too?
Yeah, I need water all the time. It's my internal
Yeah.
bath, right?
So I mean, I'm grateful for your honesty, but this is a serious thing that you're talking about. 1 glass of water for the day. That's serious because we lose water, as you know, from being on the seminars. When we breathe, inhale, exhale, sleep, go to the toilet, walk, perspire, cry, sneeze, yawn, and the body does not produce water. You got to put water in it. It needs our help, all right? So by God's grace, I'm glad that you have improved up to 5 glasses, but let's go further. Let's go further. This is essential. Brother Kevin, you did the homework, sir? Don't follow Marilyn, you know. Don't follow Marilyn to do wrong things, you know.
No. To tell the truth, I kind of glossed it over all the categories. I'm not bragging at all by any means. You know, I'm a personal trainer, so I'm very the exercise
Exactly.
part and
Yeah.
the posture stuff as well. The eating, the nutrition. The part I need to work on. There was a part that I looked at. I need to work on is the mindfulness, the working on breathing. I feel I'm a very, very shallow breather. I don't breathe. Well, my exercise part, I don't do a whole lot of cardiovascular work because that.
Okay.
It's just because especially in the wintertime, but definitely because it's boring. You know, I don't like cardiovascular exercise for the most part.
Okay.
So my heart lung capacity. I mean, I breathe fairly well, but I can always improve my breathing capacity. I feel like that could be improved on. But water, hydration, posture, nutrition. You know, I'm on my feet most of the time, and I get a lot of sleep. So my bone health, I think, is decent. The last time I checked with my doctor, and other than that, just doing lifestyle things. Like I'm standing now. Like sometimes I rather stand. And I stand all day. But I rather stand. This doesn't bother me to stand.
Well,
Sit.
I congratulate you on all the things that you're doing well, and I want you to remember that the breathing is very important because when you take in the fresh air, as you might know, it cleans the villi on your lungs, little finger-like things on the lungs. It cleans that out, and it also purifies your blood. All right, so the breathing is very, very, very important. Very important. All right, good job, good job. Anybody else? You did the homework?
Before my husband interrupted,
Oh, he did?
I know that I live kind of like a somewhat stress-free life.
Marilyn,
My husband doesn't
Marilyn,
stress me, so I'm blessed about that. At
you have a
work,
good.
I'm not really stressed. But as far as breathing is concerned, maybe from swimming when I go to Tobago and stuff, I breathe well. I don't have any issues with deep breathing or holding in my breath for a long time from swimming in general. So, and then I do have a mostly sitting job. I do have to get up and I do walk around